This is the 2025 holiday gift guide for the glider pilot in your life or gifts from a glider pilot. First, we've got a cool glider decal that you can stick on the back or side wind of your car. I'd say probably about half the people in my glider club have some kind of a sticker or decal on the back of their car. I know I do too. I recommend the white color because most composite gliders nowadays are white and shows up really well and is very visible. Next is a gift that you actually might want to get before Christmas and give it early because it is a personalized ornament of a glider. And not only can you put the person's name and year, or you can use it to commemorate something special like first solo or their glider license and put the year for it there. Next is a fun parking sign. Piper Pawnee, Brave parking only. All others will be towed. Perfect gift for the tow pilot in your life or for somebody who is at a glider club with where they fly off of a tow plane. Next is a very common remove before flight tag. You can put it on your keychain. You can put it on a backpack or a flight bag, or you can even put it on a piece of equipment like a pitot tube cover that goes on the aircraft. In addition to a keychain, you can also put a nice multi-tool on there. If you put a multi-tool on your keychain like this Next Tool 9-in-1 multi-tool, you want it to be small and slim and lightweight. The one that gets used is going to be the one that is convenient to carry around on a day-to-day basis. Also, this one has does not have a blade on it, which means that if you go to the airport, it won't get taken away by TSA. I have lost a number of multi-tools to TSA over the years, and I'm kind of tired of doing that. So I recommend now multi-tools without a blade on them. There are many times when I've been inspecting a glider and I wanted to open up an access panel to make sure that the glider was ready to fly that day, and I end up searching for a screwdriver or a penny or some way to open up parts of the glider, and this type of a tool is very handy to do just that. Speaking of other tools, this ram mount is really great for holding a phone, and it can stick on the inside of the glider canopy. And you just use the little twist suction cup system, and it just locks right on there. Then you can hold your phone, which will be running your glider program with its moving map, like CU's Navigator or one of the other programs that does that. And this is particularly good in a club situation where you'll go from glider to glider to glider, and the avionics and instruments might be different between different gliders, but then you can have your GPS with you at all times, and you can have a consistent setup there. And what you want to do there is with the suction cup on this, it doesn't have adhesive on the back, so it's not going to leave a residue on the inside of the glider. I have ram mounts that I use inside of aircraft, and I love them, and they're great. Okay, next, some articles of clothing. Socks are a great Christmas gift. I've got a lot of aviation socks, and they're particularly good if you're not quite sure of the size of the person that you're gifting them to. This right rudder, left rudder pair of socks to remind them to use more rudder. Certainly in gliders, you always have to be literally on your toes, using plenty of rudder whenever you are flying. If you're getting a gift for either yourself or someone that you're pretty sure of the size of, the glider sweatshirt is good in the wintertime. let everyone know you're a glider pilot, or this glider shirt, no engine, no problem. If, on the other hand, the person flies from a winch or wants to fly from a winch, then the heartbeat going to the winch launch glider is definitely the one to go for. And for a tow pilot or for someone who is flying at a club where they do tows, the tow pilot shirt, the tow plane towing a glider is definitely a great shirt. Glider pilots are always wearing hats. And I'm always going through hats because they're out there getting used. They're in the dirt, and they're getting used a lot throughout the day. You really need them to keep the sun out of your eyes and off your face. And so I'm always going through new hats. Here is both a baseball cap style and a bucket hat glider hats. And people are either baseball cap people or they are bucket hat people. I am a baseball cap person, and people that prefer one, that is the one that they prefer. Just know which kind of person it is and get them the hat that they want. People like bucket caps because they cover the ears and they don't have the button on top, which can hit against the top of a canopy, and it really hurts when it does. I just live with it because I'm a baseball cap person. Now we've got a few books that I think are great. This first one, Gliding from Passenger to Pilot, is great for both the prospective glider pilot, someone who might be interested in gliding and wants some more information. It goes through the process of what they'll learn as they get their glider rating and what they should expect at each step along the process. If you've got someone who's more technically minded, this is Model Aircraft Aerodynamics. This is the 5th edition. This one just came out. I have the 4th edition. It was recommended to me by an actual professional airplane designer, and he said, if you really want to learn from the best book on aerodynamics, get Model Aircraft Aerodynamics. It covers everything at the big scale, and it all works all the way down to the small scale of models. And you can even see they've got 2 different gliders on the very cover of this. So you'll learn a lot about how your aircraft flies and what makes it fly better. Next, from history book, this one is Locomotive to Aeromotive, and it's about the life of Octave Chanute. He is one of my aviation heroes. He is kind of I think he's an unsung hero of early aviation. He was kind of the Wikipedia of his day. He learned everything he could about aviation. He started off in the railroad business, building large bridges and structures, but they had to be incredibly lightweight and strong to carry to carry trains through America. And once he becomes successful at that, he turned to his next passion in transportation, which was flight. At the time, it was gliders, and he took what he learned about building lightweight structures, and he applied it to gliders and made the biplane structure that we know so very well. And ultimately, he was in correspondence with the Wright brothers, and they started from the gliders that he developed. And the Wright flyer owes a lot to what Octave Chanute did. He would find out what everyone was doing around the world in different states and different countries. He'd compile it all, and then he would share it. He never got to fly himself, but the gliders that his team designed and would fly around became the basis for all of the early flying machines, from the Wright brothers to all the other ones around the world. People would get the plans and build these and fly them for fun and whatnot. And how he learned to apply what he learned in the railroads to aircraft design, I think, is a brilliant story, and one that needs to get told again and again. Another one is a book that I just finished reading, Brotherhood of the Flying Coffin. This is about glider pilots during World War II. These were combat glider pilots. These were people that would fly into a battlefield, usually behind enemy lines, preparing for the invasion of D-Day, the invasion of Germany, and flew into combat many times. They would fly in with troops, with jeeps, with artillery, with ammo, with medical staff inside of there, and it was a one-way trip behind enemy lines. And they would go and they would be part of the fighting. A really amazing story of the bravery of young men who would go into combat in World War II and just did amazing things. I knew about combat gliders before, but I did not realize just how dangerous it was and how they immediately were thrust into battle the moment they landed, and how they were getting shot at all the way in. So there's some gliding, there's some learning about the lives of these men, their combat experience, how they and how they operated. Very, very amazing story of very amazing people. Along that line of World War II, finally, this last item is a really cool World War II style watch by Seiko. This harkens back to the old famous A11 World War II watch, but has a lot of modern updates that I think make it a really cool watch to wear. You've got the NATO strap, which is very common on military watches nowadays. This watch is an automatic, whereas the watches of the World War II era were all wound watches. This one, you don't want to wind a watch anymore. You want an automatic watch, also with like a date feature on it as well, which is a very common modern feature of it. I've given Seiko watches as gifts before. They're to commemorate things, and to some of my and to family members who really enjoy watches and are kind of into it, and they've been greatly appreciated. So I definitely recommend this World War II style inspired watch with that black face, just like the A11 had, the military green style strap, and the simple dial on it with the numbers that will light up on the face of it. So that is the 2025 Glider Pilot Holiday Gift Guide. I've included links for all of these in the description down below. Those links offer a little bit of a commission, so that way if you buy through those links, you will be helping to support the channel, and so that way I can make more content and show you more things about the magic of gliding and the enjoyment that we all can get by doing it. Bye.